Let me describe a moment you probably recognize instantly. It's late evening. You finally shut your laptop after a long day, not because the work is finished, but because you're finished. Your body is home, but your mind is still stuck in meetings, messages, deadlines that don't really matter, and conversations you'll replay again tomorrow. You sit down, scroll for a bit, maybe order food, maybe pour a drink, maybe you promise yourself you'll start fresh on Monday, and somewhere in the back of your head, there's this quiet question you keep ignoring. How am I working this hard and still feel like I'm barely moving? That question isn't about motivation. It's not about discipline. And it's definitely not about laziness. It's about math, because most people are told they're paid fairly, but almost nobody is told what their work actually costs them. And once you see that number, not your salary, but the real number, you can't unsee it. I'm not here to talk about investing today. I'm not here to tell you to quit your job or chase some hustle fantasy. I'm here to expose a quiet accounting mistake that most people unknowingly make their entire lives. An accounting mistake where you are the business and you're running it at a loss. If you've ever felt like money disappears faster than you earn it, or like you're exhausted even though your paycheck looks fine, stay with me. Because by the end of this, you'll understand why so many people feel trapped even when they're doing everything right. And fair warning, once you understand this, prices will never look the same again. Here's the belief most of us grow up with. If the salary is good, the job is good. So if someone earns, say, 60 or 70,000 a year, the assumption is that they're doing well. They must be comfortable. They must be secure. But in every real business, revenue means nothing without expenses. A company can bring in $1 million and still go bankrupt if costs are high enough. Yet when it comes to our own lives, we only look at the revenue, the salary. We almost never calculate the cost of earning that salary. And that's where the illusion begins. Because your job doesn't just cost you time between 9 and 5, it quietly charges you in ways that never show up on your pay stub. Let's slow this down and look at it honestly. Before taxes, a paycheck looks impressive. After taxes, it already shrinks. But that's only the first cut. Then come the work-required expenses. Transportation, fuel, maintenance, insurance, public transit passes, clothes you wouldn't buy if you didn't need to look professional, shoes you don't really like, grooming, dry cleaning, haircuts timed around expectations. Then there's convenience spending. Food you buy because you're too tired to cook. Coffee you buy because you're exhausted. Services you pay for because you're never home. None of those expenses exist in a vacuum. They exist because of the job. And then there's the most expensive category of all, the one nobody tracks. Recovery spending, the money you spend to emotionally survive your work. Drinks to take the edge off. Shopping to feel rewarded. Vacations to escape. Subscriptions to numb out. This isn't indulgence, it's compensation. You're paying to repair the damage. Now let's talk about time, because this is where the math gets uncomfortable. Most jobs say 40 hours, but that's fiction. There's the morning routine that exists solely because of work. The commute that isn't paid but is mandatory. The mental exhaustion that steals your evening. The background stress that follows you into weekends. If you track it honestly, many people aren't selling 40 hours a week. They're selling 50, sometimes 60. And once you divide what you actually keep by the time you actually give, something strange happens. That respectable hourly wage collapses. Not emotionally, mathematically, and here's the disturbing part. For a lot of people, the real number is shockingly low. Not because they're underpaid, but because the system quietly makes work expensive. This is why so many people feel stuck even as their income rises. Raises don't fix the equation, they often make it worse. More responsibility means more stress. More stress means more spending. More spending means more dependency on the job. It looks like progress, it feels like success, but the margin shrinks, and that's the trap. Because freedom isn't about income, it's about margin. Margin is what's left after life takes its cut. Time margin, energy margin, money margin. A person earning less but keeping more is winning. A person earning more but leaking everything is running faster on the same wheel. This is why so many people with good jobs feel one emergency away from panic. They're not failing. They're just operating a high-revenue, low-margin life. Once you understand this, something powerful happens. You stop asking, how do I make more? And you start asking, what is my life actually costing me? That single shift changes everything. Because suddenly, working from home isn't a perk, it's a raise. Cooking at home isn't discipline, it's profit. Saying no to lifestyle upgrades isn't sacrifice, it's leverage. You begin to see prices in hours of your life, not dollars. That $120 impulse buy isn't money. It's an afternoon you'll never get back. And the more honestly you run that math, the less appealing mindless consumption becomes. This is why people who understand this seem calm around money. Not because they earn more, but because they leak less. They're not chasing status. They're protecting margin. Here's the quiet truth most people never hear. You don't need a massive income to build control over your life. You need efficiency. You need awareness. You need to stop measuring success by how much flows through you and start measuring how much stays. The moment you treat your life like a business, not in a hustle way, but in a clear, grounded way, you stop being exploited by invisible costs. You don't need to escape the system overnight. You just need to stop letting it quietly drain you. Because the real currency isn't money. It's time with energy left. And every decision you make either buys that or sells it cheaply. So here's a simple challenge. Not tonight, not when you're tired, but one calm day soon. Write down what your job truly costs you, financially and mentally. Then divide what you keep by the hours you actually give. Don't judge the number, just look at it. That number isn't meant to shame you, it's meant to wake you up. Because once you know your real rate, you can finally start raising it. Not by working more, but by leaking less. If this made you rethink how you see your paycheck, let me know. And if you want more breakdowns like this, not hype, not shortcuts, just clear thinking, you know what to do. Thanks for watching.